This is Nissan, a global automotive giant, a company that has given us everything from the luxurious sophistication of Infiniti to the legendary, fire-breathing performance of the Nissan GTR, a car so iconic it earned the nickname Godzilla. But behind the legacy of innovation and performance, a different story is unfolding. This once dominant automaker is facing a stark reality. Nissan is struggling badly. From record profits to mounting losses, from cutting-edge designs to an aging lineup, the company is teetering. So, how did one of the world's top car companies get here? To truly understand the depths of Nissan's current predicament, we need to rewind to the late 1990s. The company was in dire straits. Crippling debt, a bloated cost structure, and a lineup of uninspired vehicles had pushed Nissan to the brink of collapse. Many wrote him off as a lost cause. A lifeline arrived in the form of a charismatic and ruthless executive dispatched from Renault, Nissan's new alliance partner, Carlos Ghosn. Tasked with the seemingly impossible, Ghosn was known as the cost killer for a reason. Ghosn didn't pull any punches. He implemented the drastic Nissan revival plan, a series of brutal but effective measures. Carlos Ghosn shut down 5 Nissan factories as part of his aggressive turnaround strategy in the early 2000s. And because of this, 5,000 people lost their jobs globally. It was a shock to the Japanese corporate system, but it delivered results. Within a few short years, Nissan went from near bankruptcy to profitability. Ghosn was hailed as a visionary, a savior who had pulled off one of the most remarkable corporate turnarounds in history. The alliance with Renault seemed to be a stroke of genius, and Nissan was once again a force to be reckoned with on the global stage. But beneath the surface of this remarkable resurgence, the seeds of future problems were perhaps being sown. The relentless drive for growth and efficiency, while initially necessary, would later have unintended consequences. Then, in November 2018, the unthinkable happened. Carlos Ghosn was arrested in Tokyo on charges of financial misconduct. The man who had saved Nissan was now accused of betraying it. His dramatic arrest sent shockwaves through the automotive world and threw the future of the Renault-Nissan alliance into chaos. The ambitious growth targets set during Ghosn's tenure came at a significant cost. To meet those numbers, Nissan aggressively pushed sales, often resorting to heavy discounting and incentivizing fleet sales and subprime lending. While market share figures might have looked impressive, the profit margins on each vehicle dwindled. This relentless pursuit of volume also began to erode the Nissan brand's image. Once known for innovation and reliability, the association with deep discounts and rental fleets cheapened its appeal in the eyes of consumers. The brand lost some of its luster, making it harder to command higher prices and compete in lucrative segments. Another casualty of the focus on short-term sales targets was long-term product development. Resources and attention were directed towards meeting immediate sales goals rather than investing heavily in future technologies and fresh designs. As a result, Nissan's core models aged, falling behind competitors in terms of styling, technology, and fuel efficiency. The arrest and subsequent departure of Carlos Ghosn also severely strained the Renault-Nissan-Mitsubishi alliance. Power dynamics within the partnership were thrown into question, hindering collaborative efforts on crucial projects and further slowing down Nissan's ability to adapt to the rapidly changing automotive landscape, the crushing blow of quality issues and the uncertain road ahead. Perhaps the most damaging blow to Nissan's reputation came from widespread quality control problems, most notably with their continuously variable transmissions. These failures led to countless customer complaints, costly repairs, and a significant erosion of trust in the brand's reliability. Adding to their woes were embarrassing scandals involving the falsification of emissions data and the revelation that unqualified personnel had been conducting final vehicle inspections for years. These incidents further damaged Nissan's once strong, made-in-Japan image. Nissan is now in the midst of a painful restructuring effort, attempting to streamline operations, refresh their aging product lineup, and rebuild consumer trust. However, the automotive world is fiercely competitive, and regaining lost ground is a monumental task. The story of Nissan's fall from grace is a cautionary tale about the dangers of prioritizing short-term growth over long-term brand health and product excellence. Whether this automotive giant can successfully navigate its current challenges and reclaim its former glory remains an open question. But one thing is certain, the road ahead will be long and arduous.